rabbis of yesteryear. Now, we happen to be on the Hebrew date of the 21st of Iyar, the month of Iyar, and it marks the Hilula of a great rabbi that passed away only about 12 years ago. His name was Rabbi Shlomo Vaknin Z'tl. Around the year the 1941, I believe, and passed away Chaf Aleph Iyar Tafshin Ayin Gimel, become a great rabbi. Actually, funnily enough, he came from very, very great rabbinic. Rabbi Vaknin, very, very famous rabbi of his time, and he was born in Casablanca in Morocco. I believe we've mentioned about the great rabbinic family of the Vaknin family, respectively. While he was young, he would actually make Aliyah to Eretz Israel and will end up living in the city of Tel Aviv over there. And his father was a very famous mohel, a rabbi that would perform circumcision for infants 8 days old. He was a mohel, as we say in Hebrew. And his father especially would go around the whole, various different cities all over Israel and perform the mitzvah Brit Milah for many, many people. He was one of the most famous mohels, so to say, especially at the early years of when the state of Israel had been formed respectively, which I recommend everyone to learn more about the great Rabbi Vaknin. Now, it's actually interesting. I think Rabbi Shlomo Vaknin, at the point in time, obviously he'll grow up in Tel Aviv. Come with the year 1961, he would enter the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, and he would work, I believe, he would take on various different roles inside the Golani Brigade, I believe it was reported over. This would have been around the year 1961. I think he was working in security, if I'm not mistaken, and was very much doing huge amounts. I think afterwards he'll go into the hotel industry. I think he'd actually be working in a top 5-star hotel in Israel, respectively, over there. With that was the industry he'd work inside a bit. I think come with the year 1979, his father sadly passed away, Rabbi Vaknin, and Rabbi Shlomo Vaknin would end up starting to learn full-time, I think in a yeshiva at that stage in time, called Yeshivat Hakim, which was based in Jerusalem. I think this is under the teachings, Hakim naturally, Rabbi Yaakov Chaim Sofer, the great Iraqi rabbi. He would learn his teachings. I think it was named after the great rabbi over here. He would start learning Kabbalah at a window of time afterwards under great rabbanim over there, great Kabbalists in that vicinity, including the famous Rabbi Yitzchak Kaduri, very great rabbi we mentioned about on various occasions before, arguably one of the most famous rabbis of the last 100 years, and also through another great Mekubal, Rabbi Shmuel Darzi, who was so for many years he would actually learn, become a let's just say an expert student among, especially under Rabbi Yitzchak Kaduri, also who was next to his side the whole time and was very much helping, would stand by his side over there much of the time and listen to the various different Shurei Torah he was giving and Musa classes in himself respectively. Come with the year 1993, Rabbi Vaknin, Shlomo Vaknin, would set up a yeshiva, המקובלים. It was called the Yeshivat Rachel Amenu. That was based in Jerusalem over there. And he was, I think the המקובלים would learn or visit the Kever Rachel, respectively in Jerusalem, and on a regular basis in of itself, and learn there. He would have Abraham. He would also target, let's say, more Balei Teshuvah, beginners, people that are looking to come back to the ways of Hashem and learn extra Torah. He was targeting those people also, as well as Avraham, and he was teaching them in a very pleasant way, with a pleasant language, let's just say, in of itself. Now it's actually so sadly he passed away, I think it was on the 21st of Iyar in the year 2013, so we're talking about 12 years ago here from the time of recording, and he was buried in Har HaMenuchot in Jerusalem, the cemetery burial plot over there in Jerusalem, and I believe it's stated over here on the website Hayomi. I'm using the details from there. They've got a let's say a good brief summary with regards to him. He would leave behind 7 descendants, I think, including Rav David Vaknin, who would become also a great rabbi. Interesting enough, and I think various different shurim from the time he was teaching in yeshiva was set up. I think it was catalogued, if I'm not mistaken. I think under maybe Sharei Kedusha LaChacham Chaim Bit, he would actually give over teachings, I think, of the famous Rabbi Chaim Vital, the famous Kabbalist. I think he lived till the year 1620. He would teach his teachings. And I think some of the teachings of, especially the book of the Reshit Chochmah of Rabbi Eliyahu Di Vidash, another very great rabbi from the, let's just say, great Talmudim of Rabbi Moses core of that specific era, he would actually teach his teachings and write or give shiurim within regard to those teachings, those great Chachamim of the yesteryear, the golden age, let's just say, of Tzfat, respectively. But now this is another example. On this series, really, we've related over many rabbis that would serve time, let's say, on national service in the IDF and will become very prominent rabbis across Israel. And that's interesting. Among his teachings, he gives a very nice thought in one of his teachings. Melamed arech limud Torah b'layla v'shachach nahagu rabim gdolei. This is one of his teachings. I believe it's in his book. I think this was in the year 2006, if I'm not mistaken, this teaching was given over. Another one. Melamed shir shel yom la'asot hatikun hamityaches al hamidah hasholetet. And this was another teaching, I think, from his here on the 20th. We're learning about the great Spanish North African to hear more information of the great. Now we're nearly on 7,000 subscribers. If anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, please share the videos to other people that might be interested and tell them also to join the channel. So wishing all blessings here from Israel. Take care and stay tuned for more biography videos of our great Chachamim of Am Yisrael of yesterday. Thank you very much and be well, everyone. Thank you.